Wherever this team ends up, and when this team wins the Stanley Cup, it's coming back to Winnipeg.
Good evening. This is Connected Primetime. I'm Jamie Thomas. That memorable statement came from Eddie Olczyk back in 1996. It may literally come true. As Sportsnet has learned, the Phoenix Coyotes could be on the move back to Winnipeg. We'll have playoff hockey highlights in a moment, but first, we get more on this breaking story from the Hockey Central panel.
Always seems to be a connection between the National Hockey League and Winnipeg and Wayne Gretzky. I remember one of the final games way back when he was seen picking up that puck and putting it into his hockey pants, and people were outraged. Well, today it was Wayne Gretzky on Hockey Central at noon who kind of got the ball rolling about this whole idea that maybe the Phoenix Coyotes are going to go back, and it tweaked some sources, and you started getting some calls. What's the latest on the purchase agreement?
Well, first of all, the latest is that the league and the Hulsizer deal is all but dead. I know that Hulsizer's made a comment saying that he still wants to take another crack at it, but I'm told that it's probably in the vicinity of 90% done, that the deal will go south. And you can blame the Goldwater Institute for all of that. They deemed it an illegal decision to try to go that route. And it's certainly getting backed up right now by a lot of powerful people in the state of Arizona. So now all of a sudden it's a matter of going to Plan B for the National Hockey League.
And also the Winnipeg Free Press reporting tonight that Hulsizer has in fact pulled the concessions he offered a few weeks ago off the table and now back to the original deal, which would make it even a little more difficult to make this fly.
You brought up Plan B. Is that, in fact, now the city of Winnipeg taking the Coyotes?
Well, it's shaped up that way, Darren. I can tell you the last few days there were heavy negotiations between the National Hockey League, Gary Bettman, Bill Daly, and the Mark Chipman group that's backed by billionaire David Thompson. So I believe that there are the parameters of a deal in place. So when Gary Bettman decides to make it official and pull the plug on the Phoenix situation, then Winnipeg will be ready right away. And what does that mean? That means perhaps that the Phoenix Coyotes, as early as they get knocked out, it could be official. If they're lucky enough to go into a Stanley Cup final, maybe something official wouldn't be announced till latter part of June.
And negotiations have started between Chipman and the league, and this would mean that no white knight can come out of anywhere and save this deal, because they will want, the Chipman Group will want exclusive negotiating rights, that if Hulsizer can't pull it off, they in fact get the team. There has to be Board of Governor approval, there has to be relocation approval, lots of work to get done, but it looks like it's happening pretty quick.
Seems to be a rite of spring that the Phoenix Coyotes ownership dilemma takes over the spotlight from the National Hockey League playoffs. And once again, this on night number one, this is the release the National Hockey League did put out from Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly. Says no decisions have been made at this point in time regarding the sale of the Coyotes and the move of the team to Winnipeg. There has not been a timetable set for making that decision. We are still continuing in our efforts to effectuate the sale of the franchise in Glendale. It seems to me a bit of a soft denial. And I mentioned Wayne Gretzky. These are some of his comments regarding the potential of Phoenix staying in the National Hockey League in its present location.
I've been removed from it for 2 years, and you guys have heard me say this before. It's a wonderful city, and it's a great sports city, and I hope they can all find a way to figure this out. As time goes on here, it looks less and less like that's going to happen. There's a lot of great people in that city, a lot of really, really good sports people. And you know what, let's see what unfolds here. Maybe a great playoff run might change a lot of opinions and thoughts of a lot of people out there. So if they have a good run here, maybe a lot of things could change, but it doesn't look good right now.
Hockey Central's John Shannon following the story from the start. As per Kyprios McLean was told today that Hulsizer's deal in Phoenix was like a terminal patient. Can you revive that patient with a extended playoff run in Phoenix, maybe going to a conference final or a Stanley Cup championship series?
When you hear that Hulsizer has pulled the deal and he's back to the original deal, I say no. I don't think it will have any effect, and it looks to me like this deal is close to being done.
Yeah, and obviously it's going to have a trickle effect in the dressing room. Maybe not for a lot of players, but I think the guy that would be most affected is Shane Doan. He's been very clear he wants to stay in Phoenix, but there will be a trickle effect in the dressing room, no doubt.
This news looks like it's going to be possible for Canada to at least equal the number of teams that California has in the Stanley Cup playoffs as early as next year with the addition of a 7th. We'll watch and see.
Great stuff, guys. As